What's going on, guys? It's Team Acardski back with another deck profile from Mr. Roman himself,
sir.
the Prodigy. What have we cooked up this weekend, sir?
I played Memento with two other engines. I played the Diabellstar engine with the Dragoon, and then I also played the Radiant engine because that bridges into the Memento engine.
Oh, geez. How many cards?
60.
60 card pile.
It was a lot of power shuffling. And,
Interesting.
It took a while, but I tried to play the fastest Memento player on the planet.
You were working your thumb muscles all day. All right. Any shout outs before we get started?
Of course. I want to thank the team and everybody that helped me play test and things like that. I also want to thank the store for letting us do our deck profiles. And friends and family that I haven't talked to or am talking to. So.
You got second place with this build.
Yeah, it was pretty rough. There was a lot of matches where my hands were kind of iffy, but somehow I still got there.
Powered through. We love to hear it.
Power
All right.
Memento.
All right, bro. Let's get started.
All right, so with the Azamina engine, we play 3 Wanted, 2 Diabellstar, 1 Deception, 1 Hollowed, and the Tamiya's card.
Ooh.
This engine, I started to realize that I don't really neg off this engine that much because sometimes like I have cards where I want them in the graveyard. So worst case scenario, I just pitch like a Memento Fusion and I pop the D mod, and then I can add a Memento Fusion or Bone Party. So sometimes it really has a lot of consistency. Plus it gives me a draw, so it's not too bad. Plus worst case scenario, if I draw this, I could vision pitch it. So there's a lot of cool interactions I have with the deck, but yeah, it's just to give me 2 Omni Negates so I could play through double evenly or a hand trap or something I feel like my hand's too weak with, so.
For sure.
It did a lot of work. For the Radiant engine, I'm playing 3 Chant, 3 Vision, 1 MST, 2 Emblem, 2 Swen.
Seems pretty standard.
Yes. I was playing 3 and 3 for a little bit. And then,
3 Eldum, 3 Swan.
Yeah, but I was cutting hand traps, which kind of felt a little bit, it hurt me a little bit because there was a lot of times where I wish I had like a certain hand trap at a certain time.
Okay.
But this engine gets me into the Memento engine because of Goblin Biker Doug and Goblin with these 2 cards. So all these cards get into the Memento engine because these 2 guys go into the big guy, Big Kabunga.
Big Gabunga.
And Big Kabunga adds Doug. Doug detaches from this and gets a Grand Entrance. Grand Entrance adds and summons the Goblin. Goblin gets you everything. So
Very nice bridge.
yeah, there's a lot of it's nice because depending on like your hand, if you've gotten hand trapped in a certain way where they like didn't hand trap correctly, your deck just becomes very like resilient to hand traps most of the time. So with this engine, it gives me a lot, and I don't have to use my normal summon. Same thing with the Diabellstar engine. That's the whole goal, because I want to summon Anguish, and yeah, I don't want you to stop me.
For sure.
But yeah, that's this package. So we're playing 2 packages. It's a very big engine, but it's worth it. Trust. Let's get to the Memento cards.
Bread and butter.
Hell yeah! So we're playing 1 Trihorn Dragon, and then we're also playing 1 Akakiron, and then 1 of the big guy, and then we're also playing 1 Sleepy, 1 Gaddock, and 1 Mace. This is pretty standard. There's some lists that are playing 40 that's just pure, and they're playing 3 Sleepy, which can be a starter with Bone Party, but majority of the time I don't really want to see this card in my hand because there's 10 other cards that probably are better 1-card starters than Sleepy.
For sure.
So we're playing 3 Anguish, 3 Horse, 2 Darkblade, and 2 Goblin. 2 Goblin because I'm playing the Doug engine. If I'm not playing the Doug engine, I would probably put this to 1 just because I don't really want to see too many normal summons.
Right.
And I already have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 normal summons that 8.
Right. You definitely don't want to see more than 1.
Yeah, it's just too much. But yeah, it's a small Memento package, but usually with the cards that draw a lot, they get me to the other engine, so it's fine.
Gotcha.
These are the spells I play. I play 1 Grand Entrance, 1 Breakout, 2 Memento Party, 1 Field Spell, 3 Fusion. I'm playing 3 Fusion and 2 Bone Party just because Bone Party is not really a starter in a sense. It's really good to dodge Veiler, Imperm, and all those things, or even Warner. But there's a lot of times where I don't really want to see this. I'd rather see Memento Fusion with Vision because it's a starter and an extender.
True. Very true.
For the non-engine spells, quick play spells, Super Poly and Called By.
Super Poly.
This card's insane because I played one of my friends in tournament and he was playing Voiceless, and something that I can do with that deck is I could Super Poly into Secretarian. Because find out that one of the guys is a spellcaster and the other guy is a dragon. So, or I think I used my own dragon to fuse it off because I had Trihorn.
Right.
So it was kind of cool to go into Secretarion.
Now all of a sudden their board's turned off.
Yep. So it was pretty cool.
Shout out to Nico.
Hell yeah, Nico, best player on the team. I can still hear you without the voices. Hand traps. I'm playing 3 Perulia. I think you need these cards, the Fualas and the Perulias.
Oh yeah, you just want to draw into a bunch of engine.
Yeah, and a lot of times people play into it just because they think your deck's not going to do anything, and sometimes your deck just like steamrolls through things. 3 Ash Blossom and 3 Imperm. I'm playing 12 hand traps. I don't have that much room to play more, but these are the most impactful. There's some times where I want to cut Imperm just completely, just because it doesn't do that much because of Fallen.
What do you think you would cut it for?
I would probably play Droplet, another quick play, just because you can negate whatever they try to like do, like any deck. But like the issue is with Imperm and Droplet sometimes is, well, the big difference is Imperm they can respond to afterwards as it activated, but Droplet you could send a spell and they can't chain Fallen.
Right.
So there's a lot of interaction where that it changes the game a lot. So that's the reason why I might cut this. There's also other ones like Nibiru that I could probably play this with, but I just still feel like this card's still decent, but I'll try it over testing.
Gotcha.
As for the 60 cards, I'll try to go through it as fast as I could.
Nice.
So we have, for the extra deck, we have Mud Dragon Garua for the Super Poly targets. Also Secretarion, because Secretarion can come up as a Super Poly target.
Right.
There's some times where I've used Memento Fusion to get into this. And it's really good into Draco Tail because you time it correctly, it can actually do a lot. Especially with Fallen. Like if they go activate Fallen, special Fallen, and well, when they activate in hand, you chain Memento Fusion, summon this guy, they don't get the effect of Fallen. But they can Alba fuse. But majority of the time you're gonna have a card to pop a card, so the Fallen doesn't matter.
Nice.
For the Dark Magician engine, Dragoon, the Azamina engine, you play the Demok, the Dragoon, and the Sylvia. I only play the Sylvia, I don't play the Roselia because every single time I've played it, I haven't gotten, like, I don't really need the Magician Souls.
Yeah.
I've been considering it lately because I get to draw 2 more cards off the board I make. But majority of the time, I feel like I just rather have the Omni Negate instead of giving another summon to be like, all right, Nibiru. By the time I activate Hollowed, so that's something I was thinking about a lot. For the Memento stuff, I play 2 Creation King and 1 Twin Dragon. These are just your typical fusions.
Pretty standard, yeah.
Guardian Chimera, this card is crazy. A lot of the time, I've been just like Memento fusioning, and like sometimes my board's like pretty decent to keep going interacting with. Sometimes I just need to pop a card, so I just make a Guardian Chimera and draw 2, and it's really insane.
Right.
Because sometimes I draw hand traps, and I played against a DDD player, and I popped like 3 of his contracts because he kept going like activate, I popped it. He activated another one, I popped it. I didn't let him ever resolve the card because I felt like once he activated one, I'd rather just keep repping them out of his hand.
For sure.
But he also had a weak hand, but it still didn't matter because I could just keep interacting with him.
Right, you're just destroying all this stuff.
Yeah. For the links, I play Varun.
Okay.
Varun, I see a lot of Memento lists. They don't play this. I think they should. Just because, like,
Searching MST can be crazy.
yeah, like popping like Mignon is insane. Like when they try to like summon back and they don't have another Yumi name, or like popping a continuous spell or trap that does something is fine, like an anti-spell. Well, not anti-spell, but obviously during your turn you would pop it.
Right.
But I also have, I'll show it in the side, but I am playing a card that goes with this card that makes the deck insane, I feel like, with the amount of cards you can have to hand.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I'm also playing IPSP. I've been considering cutting IP lately just because, like, I'd rather make SPs to be nib proof.
Right.
IP is just a really good interactive card, but majority of the time, like, I get into IP, they nib the board, and I feel very sick because I wasted so much extra deck cards just to summon this, and to end. Basically, I could just end on this and dodge Nibiru and still play.
For sure.
The XYZs, I'm playing Bamboozler over Totem Bird.
The Bamboozler.
Yeah. So there's a lot of times where you have 2 level 3s and you already have full combo, and you might have a little bit extra engine here. I'd rather summon Bamboozler because I could have a monster negate to stop Nibiru. Or if they try to wait for me to use the 2 bodies to go into this guy, I could just summon this guy and could stop 5 mana.
For sure.
And then I could continue playing and things like that. Cool, you get a draw out of it, but I sacked your 5 mana. So, GG's, right? So let's go to the side deck.
Nice.
I play 2 Droll. I play the Psyframe package. I play 2 and 1.
Okay.
The goo there is, going first, I play the Gamma and the Driver first. When I side them in going into game 3.
Right.
Game 2, I side in the whole package. Just because these cards just like really impactful compared to other cards right now. I've like against Dracotail, like Delta's insane to hit a Ketu or a Rahu.
Oh, for sure.
And then like Gamma's really good just to hit a Fuwalos, right? Or Ash Blossom on like Bone Party or something. So like it's just because I don't have that many monsters in the monster zone, and I can play in the draw phase like a lot. So it gets the most benefit off of these cards, but majority of the time I usually side these in. Just because it plays around like Ash Blossom or something stupid.
Yeah.
So that's the main reason why I use the package, to interact with my opponent more.
Oh, for sure.
Talents. Obviously, Talents is a really good going second card or going first card.
Yep.
I feel like your opponent has a lot of hand traps.
Yes.
The goo that I feel like this card put in a lot of work.
Illusion Gate.
Illusion Gate. This card, it did a lot. I was actually surprised that like I started to read the card more, and being able to like pay half your life points is not a problem, right? The problem a lot of the time my opponent had, I never had, was I broke the whole entire board and I special summoned their card that they didn't want me to special summon on my board.
Oh, for sure.
So there was times where I summoned against my friend Nico, I Illusion Gate blew up the whole entire board, summoned his Skull Guardian so he couldn't try to find a way to bring it back somehow. And then I kept it on my board just to have it. It didn't do anything, but the point was like he didn't have like a 4K beat stick on the board. There was a lot of times where I'd done this and I've broken boards as like with the branded deck, right?
Yeah.
Branded Dracotail. I've Illusion Gated that and I bring back Sanctifier. Now I have a Sanctifier on my turn.
Yeah.
So it's like that's pretty toxic.
That's insane. Yeah.
Or like I Illusion Gated, broke the whole entire board and summoned a Floodgate. So like a lot of the time my opponent didn't expect it. But like I said, also if they Ghost Spell this, you can activate a second one. That's a little bit of a thing I didn't know. I learned it off an Omega. But let's go to traps. Anti-Spell. 2 Strike. I think these cards are fine alongside with Judgment.
Yeah.
I think these cards are fine. Anti-Spell, like, there's cards like MST and Fallen. But majority of the time, if you end with this and then you have a board, you could play around cards like MST or Fallen because you could negate them.
That'll at least force it out.
Yeah. So, but then they have to play with their whole hand and things like that. So it definitely pivots their ways in a narrow way. But I still think this card's good. It may struggle against those quick play spells, but if they don't have it, they don't have it. They lose, right? You also, I think these cards are good because there's a lot of times where your opponent normal summons and activates an effect. You want to strike it. because that's their normal summon. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, right? But there's also cards like 5 mana your opponent activates, or like Requiem, or what's another card that could probably be impactful, right? Like normal summon Ice can be impactful, but the card's really good. I think it's very slept on.
Yeah.
But Judgment, OP. Wish it was at 3, but we'll never see it at 3 again.
Absolutely not.
And the Goo, the Radiant Typhoon Trap.
Oh, we are playing the trap.
Yeah, so the Radiant Typhoon Trap enables me to draw a card if I go full Radiant combo. So if I do the Element Sweat into Vision, that gives me, or even Chant. Like, Chant makes this, like, so much better. But with all the quick plays I play and things like that, I rather just play the trap with the link. I also get a negate with the trap with MST, so that's also another thing where, like, there's a lot of times where I've MST'd an evenly matched and it worked. Like, they didn't have the second one, so it worked out. There's a lot of times where, like, I don't want to summon this guy or this guy.
Right.
I want to summon this guy and keep playing into the Radiant stuff, which it works a lot. And there's a lot of cards, like the Wanted engine also gets me another draw. Like, I get to draw like 4 cards sometimes if I go uninterrupted. Obviously that's the pipe dream, but sometimes it works. This card also, like, if you are just like in a tough spot and you have like quick plays in the graveyard, you get to draw a card for free. So you're starting with 2 cards on your turn. A lot of people also like are playing this engine, so you can throw people off. Like, I played the Dia Bellstar engine, and people just kept hand trapping.
Right.
And then I ended
just pivot to your second engine.
Yeah. And then when my second engine fails, I go to my third engine, and then it just all works out. It's a big happy family.
For sure.
But I love the deck. I'm most likely gonna play for a 3v3. I think a lot of people don't read the cards, which
for sure
could be the biggest downfall.
It's a very big brain
Hey,
deck.
If you don't stop Gaddock, I'm gonna keep going.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, sweet. Well, thank you so much for the deck profile, sir. You cooked.
Team Acardski, Illusion Gate. Buy them now before they go up. But
all right, bro. Well, thank you so much. Congrats on getting second place.
of course, I want to thank the guy behind the camera. He's a goat. You know, he's always recording our stuff and trying to give us a lot of publicity. So I thank him a lot. But yeah.
All right. This is Team Acardski signing out.
Hell yeah.